Welcome to another episode of the Coffee Conversation Show powered by the Emerging India Forum TIF and our tech partner Prime Infotech Solution. Series is the Emerging Lawyer, team is Women, Law and Community Impact, Dispute Resolution, Commercial Litigation and beyond. We have with us Sneha Nanandkar, a seasoned attorney and a solicitor with over 14 years of experience in the field of commercial litigation, alternative dispute resolution, real estate, and white collar crime. Sneha's extensive background advising prominent clients across healthcare, real estate, and finance sectors. So, welcome Sneha to today's coffee conversation.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Virani, for having me over on this show. I'm really happy to be here.
Okay, thank you.
I mean,
So,
I've seen your podcast and I've heard about your contributions. So, really, really happy to be here.
okay, thank you. So, Sneha, I just want to explain you're aware of the two formats, professional round and the personal round, but there is a surprise round, rapid fire round. So, for
Okay,
that,
bring it
you have
on.
to be funny, witty, quick, and you will get to win a surprise gift, which is this book, Shaping the Gen Z Lawyer for Future,
Amazing. Looking forward.
autographed by me and will be delivered to your address. So that will help you more insights. Okay, there are tips are there in this book.
Okay.
Okay, let's begin. So Sneha, what motivated you to pursue a career in both commercial litigation, alternative dispute resolution, and how has the journey been till the date?
I would say my foray into diverse legal landscape of commercial litigation, into arbitrations or dispute resolution or real estate. It was not a decisive. I mean, it was not a well thought decision. It was more of a natural evolution, guided by my seniors and the legal stalwarts that I have got an opportunity to work with. So it was coupled with my enthusiasm for the courtroom drama, I would say. So yeah, so that's it is.
Wow. So, what do you say about series out there on Netflix? Are they portraying real life or are they all, what do you say, real life?
I think this is the reason when I go out in public, people, the first question they ask me is ki, honor hota hai kya? Does the judge actually say that? Can you say objection out loud in the court? I think, yes, it is a somewhat similar, but yes, there's too much drama because they have to do it. It's entertainment at the end of the day. But I think it's a glimpse of what actually happens. It's much more strategic and much more properly, I think, implemented system, not the way they portray it over there.
Thank you for that. So now, Sneha, what are some emerging trends in real estate, white collar crime, and how do you see them impacting the legal landscape?
I guess both these arenas are absolutely transforming and evolving over a period of time. And like if you take real estate for that matter, there was a trend in between where like it took a massive hit during COVID. Then there was a certain surge in luxury homes, and you can say that people started investing more into real estate because it's seen as a safe bet when it comes to real estate. But it also depends how much ROI do you get out of that particular sector. So it depends on multiple factors, but I think real estate has come a long way. If you come to white collar crime, I think we have plethora of enforcement authorities in India, and they are aggressively pursuing these pursuits. Cybercrime has been on upward rise. So I would say that even though these two sectors have a long way to go, we have come a long way as well. And the emerging trends would be people are much more aware of what to do and what not to do. Like, for example, say cybercrime. I would know today that if I have a phishing email in my email ID, I would not go randomly and click on it. Or if I get a message, I will not randomly click on it. So, yeah, awareness coupled with the rigorous implementation of laws by the enforcement authorities, I think we've come a long way.
Wow, super. So, Sneha, what has been your experience handling high stake cases in sectors like healthcare, real estate, and finance?
Um, I would say it's a very it is basically a combination of multiple things. You need to have that out of box thinking. You need to have that thing in your mind that it's time is of essence. Several permutations and combinations, industry specific expertise. You have to know what exactly works for that particular client, and then I think with coupled with existing knowledge of law, you can come up with a perfect solution for that particular client. So each industry, I think, you need to have that industry specific solution, coupled with your out of box thinking. That is when, as lawyers or any professional, I think, would be able to deliver. That's the main challenge over there, and that's the solution. I think the key lies there.
Wow. Okay. So, Sneha, how do you approach creating customized legal solutions for clients in complex fields such as insolvency and bankruptcy?
Insolvency and bankruptcy law, I think we have a settled law. We have several precedents nowadays, so it becomes easier. And insolvency and bankruptcy law was something which looked like a very ripe fruit at that point of time. Everyone wanted to, even in COVID, I think people were going for it. Uh, but yes, there are certain loopholes that we as lawyers and citizens also face, and we've come a long way. Like I remember this particular case where there were no precedents, and we had to literally convince the judge that no, principles of natural justice are to be looked into, because NCLT is something, or IBC is something where evidence cannot be led. So, like any other civil case, you cannot go into that entire detailed investigation mode. Here, it's like a set formula. So I think insolvency and bankruptcy helps a normal citizen get justice faster as compared to other fields. But then, yes, you need to be cautious about your interpretation of laws, coupled with your own, I would say, implementation in a out of box thinking manner.
Wow, super. Now, Sneha, could you tell us about your experience in both international and domestic arbitrations? What do you consider essential for success in these forums?
These two are absolutely different things. When it comes to domestic arbitration, I would say I think almost every company promoter and director nowadays knows that it is a mechanism where it is an alternative to courts. I can get my justice by appointing an impartial arbitrator, and then within time-bound manner, I can get my case resolved. But at the same time, you have to remember it was invented in the first place so that courts do not meddle, so parties can get their justice faster. But people are more interested in going back to the courts. So domestic arbitrations are an amazing way of getting your justice in time bound manner. I mean, there are amendments where you cannot appoint your own personnel or an employee as an arbitrator. There are n number of developments. So it is helpful when it comes to domestic arbitrations. If you come to international arbitrations, I think a lot of awareness is missing here, because people, like, for example, if I have an international arbitral award, how do I, implement it in India? What are the prerequisites for that? There are n number of notions where people get confused. So I think both are amazing when it comes to their implementation. It is one of the important foundation and pillars which invites more stakeholders, more investment in India, because we have that forum to assure everybody that yes, India is much more better, transformative, and evolved when it comes to commercial recoveries and judicial, justice, judicial reforms. But then certain rules are there. So I think a little bit of awareness and coupled with proper implementation of laws, I think both of them could take India way, way farther.
Wow. Okay. Now, what are the key elements in alternate dispute resolution and what are your views on it?
Key elements would be, as I said, it's a time-bound mechanism. You need to know, first of all, what is your dispute resolution clause. We start with the basics. For example, I deal with so many companies who think, "ठीक है, if I have a problem, I will come to the lawyer. It's waste of time otherwise to go them. Let me write my own arbitration clause and do it." It starts from there. Trust me, I have seen like directors of huge companies like Fortune 500 and others coming and telling me, ma'am, this is the issue and now I'm stuck. Well, that's because you do not have the exact proper arbitration clause framed. Your invoices, your documents are not properly drafted. And that's where we come in as solicitors, I would believe. They do not know the difference between seat and they do not know the difference between the jurisdiction. And I mean, when it comes to domestic arbitrations, we need to be much more aware that it has to be properly drafted. Even though it's a time bound mechanism, you need to see that you follow those rules. And courts are, of course, there to guide them.
Wow, beautiful. Now, I'm really curious. We hear about mediation, alternate dispute resolution. Are both similar or they are different?
No. So alternate dispute resolution is a mechanism. There are a number of things in it. There's mediation, there's conciliation, there's arbitration. Mediation is basically a format or a opportunity granted to courts or to the litigants where they can come, sit across the table and try to resolve their issues without going into the tedious format of spending years and years and fighting it out in courts. It saves time for courts, judiciary can perform well, and the parties can get it through without any further dispute. So, mediation is basically an informal setting provided by the judiciary for expeditious dispute resolution. Whereas arbitration is something which is governed by the Act. We also have this development in Commercial Courts Act where before filing a civil suit, mediation is compulsory. You are supposed to go there, try and resolve it. If not, then come to courts. So I think it's an amazing development. It will help citizens in a long way.
Beautiful, beautiful. It will help our viewers out there what is mediation, what is ADR, and accordingly you decide how to bring
Yes.
peace to your cases.
Yes.
Ultimately, there should be peace within everywhere.
Yes, yes. Peace is the ultimate. I mean, that is the reason we have principles of natural justice in place. And now that you have seen our goddess of justice is also no more blind. Our former CJI Chandrachud has taken pains to do that as well. So I think we are in a much better position legally.
Okay. You're guiding me by next question. How has experience with pro bono cases influenced your approach to commercial litigation and your commitment to humanitarian causes?
See, at the end of the day, we all are humans. And I come from a family where we believe in giving back to the society. My father's a forensic expert. My mother's a social worker who works for special kids or differently able kids. So right from beginning, I wanted to choose a profession which is not only empowering but also has a sense of purpose. That is where I started working with several social, NGOs or social committees. And as I ventured out into legal profession, I realized I can do much more. So pro bono cases became something which I passionately pursue. And it kind of reminds me that, yes, there's much more than money and glory and, your profession or even you as a person. It's much more. So pro bono cases definitely help people realize that, yes, there is still scope for justice, even though you do not have money or you do not have contacts. As a layman, I can still reach out to people. So I think that flicker of hope is very important. And we as lawyers definitely can contribute that way. I'm doing my bit wherever I can.
Wow, beautiful. Now, Sneha, this is continuing our conversation. As a member of various women's entrepreneurial groups, how do you think the legal profession can further support women's empowerment?
Uh, we have come a long way, I would believe. If I could see 10 female judges in Bombay or any other courts, today I see much more. We are everywhere, right from a rickshaw driver to someone who's going to the moon. So I guess legal profession is definitely evolving over a period of time. Like you must have heard or read in newspapers that our former Honorable CJI, Mr. Chandrachud, who recently retired in November, has set up a creche for women in Supreme Court. So there are developments happening. And as I think as women, it's always like, since we are meant to be mothers, and we have to balance out our primary responsibilities as caregivers and family homemakers and the profession at the same time. So that kind of initiative definitely helps us to move forward carefree and to pursue our passion much more. So though I work with different kind of committees, and I'm member of several institutions which are women centric as well as inclusive of others. What I have observed is that men and women are today working at par. That arena where we were literally not in a position to pursue our profession or otherwise, that is definitely getting better, and men are much more supportive nowadays. I can say this definitely by looking at you, my father, my brother, my friends. So we are in a much better society today, but we have a long way to go for sure.
Wow. Okay. So Sneha, who has influenced you, or who is your has been a role model from the legal world?
I have been lucky to work with numerous legal stalwarts, I must say. I mean, I have a list of it actually. But I would say my father, who's also a doctor as well as a lawyer, though he doesn't practice it, but he's amazing when it comes to legal acumen and medical acumen. My career started with Mr. Vivek Kantawala. He's a solicitor in Bombay. And that's where I got that impetus to be much more than a normal lawyer and become a solicitor and give back to society. Along the way, when I started working with various firms, there were people like Mr. Mustafa Mutewala from Classes Law. There was I mean, there's a list. I can tell you that we are surrounded by people who are motivating us to an amazing extent. But then, yes, it also depends on us how you grasp it, how much enthusiasm you put into it, and you follow their lead, and at the same time create your own path. So my seniors, I think, did that thing that they said that, okay, fine, Sneha, you can follow us, but you need to create your own path and niche area. So that's where I think I get lucky.
Wow, beautiful. So now, how has technology helped you, and which legal tech has impacted your work?
Oh, amazingly, I'm telling you. I remember 15 years back when I started my profession, we were literally running around from one court to another to check what matters reaching, how do I charge my client, what kind of time limit should I put on it? Am I going to appear as if I'm just overcharging him? So that kind of problem, I think, has been taken care of. We have Workshare Assist. We have a number of software systems to take care of it. We have amazing systems where we can cross-check our documents to see, hey, in a 400-pager document, if I've made changes, like I mentioned, Workshare Assist, over there, I can easily get to know what kind of changes have been done, and that saves a lot of time. And I can get updates when my matter is reaching, where is it going. I can charge my clients in a much more I think effective manner, and convince them that their lawyers are not just saying it off the hat, but there's something meaningful to it. So technology definitely helps me as a lawyer to expeditiously finish my work and do it in a much more efficient manner.
Wow, beautiful. Now, my last question for this professional journey round: what advice would you give to young lawyers, especially women out there?
Uh, I think today's generation, the Gen Z, is way ahead than we were at a point of time. But from my experience as a human being, as a lawyer, I would say that you need to narrow down your passion and your focus so that you don't burn out in your long-term journey. You need to decide whether you enjoy the vibrancy of court or do you enjoy documenting. Once you narrow down what kind of litigation or dispute resolution, what kind of arena you enjoy, that helps you become more informed and take more decisive steps towards your future. So as women lawyers, I would say you are handling your life amazingly, your personal and professional, but then you need to become much more focused and a little more selfish for yourself, so that not only you become empowered and independent, but you also help your family, friends, and the society along the way. वो बोलते हैं ना, बेटी बचाओ, बेटी पढ़ाओ, तो one woman creates the entire family. So that definitely helps.
Very true, very true. That's, yeah. Women are the center of the creation of every family. Beautifully said. Now let's go to the next round and understand Sneha as a person. Tell us about your family and your formative years, Sneha.
My family. Okay, it's a very key point, I would say. We are a family of four. My father's a forensic expert, and he has been contributing to society and his profession, I think, for 45 years now. And he was the one who, pushed me to be much more. Or I would have been, I think I would have been probably a Ayurvedic doctor, or I probably would have been painting somewhere. I definitely would want to do that as I get time. But being a lawyer meant so much more, and I can do so much more as a human being. Those particular thoughts were put into my head by my father, and I'm thankful for that. My mother's a social worker. She works for differently abled children, and my brother is one of them. So this all has always pushed me and given me an impetus to be much more than a normal lawyer. And I'm grateful for whatever I am and wherever I am. So my formative years were basically motivating, and something which every person wants, you know, to be.
Wow. So let's go back to your days at Government Law College, GLC. What was the actions, activities, experience over there?
So I joined GLC in my third year. As I said, my father's a forensic expert. He's a government servant. We used to get transferred every 3 years. But when I joined GLC in third year, I realized there's another world out of there. I mean, I could do so much more. Like my first year was in Aurangabad, second was in SVKM. And when I was introduced to the kind of opportunities that I have, I was like baffled. I was like, why was I not here before? Like from first year. So I joined committees, I joined moot court, I have done social service league. I think I was good at researching and even at my moot courts. So litigation technically chose me at that point of time, and not the other way around.
Wow. Okay. So now, what are your, Sneha, your favorite activities, some of your favorite activities, hobbies that allow you to recharge?
Um, Meditation is one of them. I think COVID has taught us that uh, at the end of the day, you need to be mentally recharged first, and then the other things come in place. So, yes, I see to it that I meditate a lot whenever I get a chance. Apart from that, I think I'm good. I'm an avid reader, and I'm good at singing. I used to sing till my college days. So that's one passion which I would like to follow maybe later on.
Okay. Wow. How does the weekend look for Sneha?
Preparing for cases, trying to convince my parents that meditation is necessary and we can do the outings later, cleaning the house, and trying to at least visit one orphanage, once in like 2 or 3 weeks, where I try to take care of the kids, or where the senior citizens are taken care of, those kind of places. Me and my friends, we try and visit those so that we can make them happy for at least some little time.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful way to spend, give back, and recharge. That's very beautiful. So, we'll do some projects together through my Lions Club. We'll take it offline, and
Definitely.
it will be, uh, yeah, good. Okay. Now, what are your most memorable travel experience, either for work or uh, family vacations?
Uh, I would say Singapore was one of the best, because as I mentioned, I'm a member of an organization called as LEAP, and I never expected someone to show up in Singapore. So there was some issue, and I think I missed my bus. I was traveling with a group, and LEAP members reached out to me. I mean, I was not expecting that, but I think this is the importance of networking, and this is the importance of human connect. Same happened in Dubai. I think someone reached out to me randomly and helped me in an amazing way. So uh, travel experiences recharge you and give you a way forward कि नहीं ठीक है इसके बाद I can do much more. But if you can combine your travel along with networking, it will help you not only professionally but also personally to grow as a person, to know that there are amazing human beings out there in every nook and corner of the world. So my travel recently has taught me this. So I make it a point that whenever I go, like I recently went to Hong Kong, I made it a point that I meet my Vista members or Leap members, and I try to seek out those people with those common goals so that we all can contribute and be better.
Oh, beautiful. So now, from a bucket list for 2025, what are your, sorry, I'll frame it in two parts. Your bucket list for 2024 now, a few days are remaining. So what are your plans to, how do you want to complete those? And what are your plans for your bucket list for 2025?
Uh, I think since we have just like a month and a half left for 2024, I would want to enter 2025 as a healthier and much more motivated person, physically as well as mentally, so that I am better at handling my responsibilities, and I do not get stuck in that particular, those corners of life that I can be this much, I can do this much, and this is what I'm going to get. What do you call it in law of attraction? A hurdle or a pending belief. So you need to break that. I want to break those parameters and be much more, not only professionally but personally as a human being. So 2025 bucket list is going to be healthier mentally and physically, do much more professionally, and thirdly contribute much more towards the society. So I think 2025 is going to be a great year.
Wow, congratulations. And we pray that whatever you have said during this conversation, you achieve all those things. My
Thank you.
next question will be, what does Sri Shakti mean to you?
Sri Shakti means not blind feminism, but well-informed decisions where you are adjusting crown of your fellow sister without telling her that it's crooked, and helping her when she falls down, so that we all can go together. Not only her, but her family as well as her friends. So we all go ahead together and not singularly.
Oh, beautiful. So my last googly question, describe Sneha in one line.
Uh, Witty, motivated, and empathetic.
Wow. Okay. Let's go ahead and have some fun, the rapid fire round. Uh, your favorite go-to comfort food?
Rasgulla.
Wow. Okay. A book that has left a lasting impact on you.
Alchemist.
Wow. Okay. Best piece of advice you have ever received.
You can be much more, do much more, just don't overthink.
Wow. Tea or coffee?
Tea, anytime.
Okay, but less is toast.
Yes, that's what I'm sitting with.
Okay. Uh, a quick way to recharge yourself.
Meditate, workout,
Wow. You're a morning person or night owl?
both. I don't have an option.
Okay. Uh, your favorite color?
Purple.
Sorry, didn't get you.
Purple.
You're not audible.
Purple.
Okay. And your favorite movie?
They keep changing, but I think anything with James Bond in it.
Wow. Okay. Mine too. I really like movies from James Bond or Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce
And
Bronson.
style of acting. But other
Yes,
actors of James Bond, they are also good actors. But personally, I'm a fan
I
of
think
Pierce.
Sean Connery was the one who started it, and after that, I think it's just Pierce Bronson and nobody else in between.
Yeah, gotcha. Oh, you also feel that way. That's good. Okay, so you did very well, and you
Thank
get
you.
to win the book. It will be delivered, autographed by me. So,
Yes.
friends, it was a lovely conversation post lunch we had with Sneha on alternative dispute resolution, litigation, her views for women empowerment. Watch this episode where you get to learn many things and how she's contributing to social causes with her family, visiting NGOs, orphanages, and bringing a smile on children, on senior citizens. So hats off to Sneha, and we would love to
Thank you.
collaborate through my Lions Club. We have got over 250 plus episodes on different topics, different series on our YouTube channel, The Coffee Corner Show. Subscribe, get inspired by all this leading subject authors, experts out there who are contributing, learning, interacting, and leaving a mark. So if you want to be featured as a guest speaker, visit our social media and our website, the Emerging India Forum, and our team will connect with you and invite you to have coffee conversation. So stay safe, and we meet with another coffee speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again for the invite.